consummate the relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then I thought, this was, I thought, such a great interpretation of the things that he's seeing in the windows through the back, are just kind of like display of like the various possibilities of his relationship with Grace Kelly or non-relationship with Grace Kelly.
Yeah.
So you have like the single blonde woman who's
the Lonely Heart, Miss Lonely Heart, I think he calls
Heart.
her in the film. Yeah.
But she's dances. She sees men, kind of on her own whim. She seems self-possessed. These things, and this is like Grace Kelly's character without James Stewart's character.
Zizek writes, the Rear Window is essentially a fantasy window. Incapable of motivating himself to action, Jeff puts off indefinitely the sexual act, and what he sees through the window are precisely fantasy figurations of what could happen to him and Grace Kelly.
Mm-hmm. So then, like, there's the
couple who are going to
fight.
Kind of still to yeah,
they argue. That's obviously one of the potential trajectories of their relationship.
There's the eccentric artist.
Yeah, they could spend their time together like the ordinary couple with a small dog, yielding to an everyday routine that barely conceals their underlying despair. Or finally, he could kill her. But then there's this great. I thought this was one of the best moments of this essay is he talks about the inversion of Bentham's panopticon here.
Oh yeah, it's really cool. Yeah,
as exploited by Foucault, he says.
Yeah,
he needs to be like, yeah, it wasn't Foucault who thought of this. It was Bentham.
So instead of the panopticon described there, which is like the gaze which emanates from the central tower, on the cells, which can be seen through at any time, and the people in the cells have this feeling of the gaze imposed on them, and it doesn't matter whether or not the gaze is there. It's inverted so that the people being looked at by James Stewart's character are indifferent to his gaze, and really he's the one that feels this domination of this panoptic weight on him through his own
from his own subject position.
Yeah.
That's why when the neighbor, like when they finally see each other at the end, the thing is like, what do you want from me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is it that you desire?
Yeah, it's like
amazing.
It's like in The Simpsons where Bart is doing the Rear Window thing. I mean, one of the windows he sees is Jeff. He's like, hey, Grace, there's a weird kid in the window.
On the contrary, it's Stewart himself at the center of the panopticon. It's all-pervasive eye who is terrorized, constantly looking out the window, anxious not to miss some crucial detail.
Actually, brief aside, Zizek commenting on Hitchcock, First of Emotions, he says like, anxiety, this is in reference to Freud, but anxiety is the only emotion that's authentic. Clearly what is one of the brilliant elements of Hitchcock is he's able to capture anxiety so well.
Oh yeah, that's really nice. But Zizek draws out in Rear Window something that's easily missed, which he uses it to draw into a point that he's making about a couple other Hitchcock films that we'll talk about in a minute.
That of the maternal superego,
the disembodied voice. Can anyone remember what that is?
Yeah, it's like it's the operatic voice in it's Rear Window.
It's the woman singing scales, and you never see her.
That you never see. That's right.
It's a free-floating voice, not assigned to any bearer. He says.
And so on and so on. And so on and so on. And so on and so on.